This is Tim Woods. We're here at the main panel of ClickDesigns, and today we're going to be looking at illustrations. And so we're going to start off making sure we're on templates so we can see all the templates. Go to our sections toolbar here and go to the right, and we are going to go ahead and go to illustrations, and it's going to load up a bunch of illustrations we can work with here, and there's quite a few if we keep on scrolling down. We also can filter them by using our search box here. For example, YouTube, it brings us just the ones that are based on YouTube. If we say, let's try TikTok, I don't know if this will bring anything up, but let's find out. Nothing for TikTok. Not Instagram. And we do have a few for Instagram and so forth. Alright, and so we will just pick something out here and take a look at it. Let's go ahead and look at this one right here. And of course, you can always preview it, and you can use the heart to favorite it, or we can just click on the use template icon and load up the editor. Okay, now we're in the editor, and you can see we have here, if we look at our layers, we can see we have multiple layers here. And we've got a background, we've got a image there, that little blue circle in the lower right hand corner. Then we have several squares, each is a separate item, and then we have some sort of image in each one of those. And so this is a good example of something you could start with. So if you wanted to, for example, we could replace things in here. So let's say we wanted to replace it with some images, and I'm just going to use a couple of these. Let's go ahead and get out of that one. We could, for example, delete that. Scale this picture down. It's kind of the wrong perspective, but you get the idea. We could scale it down, and then of course we have our guidelines that'll help us center it. And then we could do the same thing with this one. Delete that image, pick up another image, scale it down, and also put it there. And then we could do that as much as we needed to, or if we wanted to, we could just copy some of these panels and rearrange them in a different way. So that's an example of how you can take an existing illustration template and repurpose it for your own design, when you can sometimes save a lot of work that way. But let's go ahead and we're going to exit here. We're not going to save anything. Go back here and go back to templates. Always when you are starting something, make sure you're on templates and not my designs, unless you just want to see the things that you just created, because the templates will show you all the templates that are available. And then let's go back here, and instead let's just start from scratch. We can also choose illustrations here and click continue. It's going to ask us for a size. We'll go ahead and just keep that default cabinet size. Alright, so there's our cabinets. Let's go ahead and just make that background be black for now. Black, not transparent. Alright, that makes it a little easier to see. And if we go down on the left hand side toolbar area, we do see there's one that's called illustrations. And there's a couple ways we could work with this. So if we click on illustration, it has some elements which are illustrations, and some individual elements. So let's go ahead, education training, let's choose that, open it up, and you see, let's see, this has a bunch of people on it, we'll choose that one, and you see how that comes up, but you also see that is just one big illustration in itself. And so unlike the previous one, we can't adjust these things individually by deleting or adding to. What we can do, however, if you look over here under illustration settings on the left hand toolbar, we have the colors that are used, and each of those colors is a sort of what you would call a level itself. So for example, and you see some of these things will go along for a long way, like this one here. So for example, let's take this woman. She seems to be the only one wearing that pink. What if we were to make that a blue color? Let's pick out a blue color. Go with that. Okay. And then we'll use our color drop eyedropper that's built in to copy that. And then we will also make the rest of it the same color. And we'll see if we have another pink one there. There's a little bit still that's pink, so this should take care of that. Alright, and that's the way you can go in and adjust colors of these different layers or individual elements that are on that one big illustration. And let's go ahead and get rid of that illustration, because there's another thing you could do. We could go to our illustrations. Let's go back and we could do individual elements. So let's look for something here. Let's look at food and beverage. Okay, so for example, food and beverage, we can have a coffee cup here. Then go back to illustrations, and maybe we would put something else in there. Okay, we'll just stick that there. I'm not going to try to build out anything particular, just trying to show how you build things up. Alright, and again, our colors are here in the illustration setting for that cup. However, if we click on this other illustration, it will give us all those colors. And then as well, because we have this blank canvas, we can even go outside of just the illustrations and use other things like elements. We can go here, and we got letters here, so we can do some letters. Or we can use some of these icons. Okay, using the ones for food and beverage. And there's different ones. A lot of these are a little simpler and have less colors, but we can still use them. So let's go ahead and put another coffee cup there. So this one only has one color, so we'll make that white. And then this icon here, let's see what else we have. Alright, so we can put that one there, we'll put that in the other corner. And again, you see we have the same thing, just like our illustrations, that we got all the different colors represented there. Let's go ahead and make this a blue color. And then sometimes you'll have to play around with these to figure out what they are, but you can always just make them transparent and see what disappears. Come up that way. And there we go. That's what I was looking for. And so we will also make this a blue color. Give it a blue cap. Then we also have this one down here. Make it a blue color or purple. Okay. Now make this a little bigger, and you can see now it's blue as well. And the two blues or purples, or whatever you want to call them, there came out pretty close. I'm surprised. Anyway, that is the other way you can build up an illustration in layers, and of course you could as well do things like take a square here, turn it into a rectangle, and let's also give it a blue color. I don't know why I'm stuck on blue, but I am today. Let's make that a blue color. Let's go with that, more a little lilac. Bring it down. Now you notice that it's covering the letters now, so we can use our bring forward and send backwards tools. You may have to click it several times. Okay, now the letters are on top of the block, or rectangle rather. We move the rectangle and center it. And you can also do that. And so that is pretty much the overview on illustrations. You can either use the existing illustrations, or you can take individual illustrations, icons, elements, images, text, whatever, and on a blank canvas go ahead and just build up your own design. So that is it for today. I'm just going to not save this. It was just for illustration. And now we can, and now we're back to the main panel. So that's it for today with our demonstration on the illustration section of ClickDesigns. I hope that was helpful.